Leviticus 21, Holiness of the priests. The Lord spoke unto Moses, saying that the priests, those who ministered closest to his holy presence, were to carry themselves with great care. They were not to defile themselves for the dead, except for their nearest family. They were not to cut their flesh or make markings as the nations around them did. A priest was to be a man whose life reflected the dignity of the one he served. The high priest, anointed with holy oil, was held to an even higher standard. He was not to uncover his head, nor tear his clothes. Even in sorrow, he was not to leave the sanctuary, except at God's command. And the Lord said, He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. Holiness was not a burden, it was a calling shaped by love. Leviticus 22, the priest's purity and sacred offerings. The Lord instructed Moses and Aaron that the sacred offerings were to be handled with reverence. If a priest was unclean by touching death, disease, or certain bodily conditions, he was not to eat of the holy things until he was clean again. A reminder that approaching God required preparation of heart and body. No stranger, no hired servant was to eat of the holy offerings, only those belonging to the priest's household. When animals were brought for a sacrifice, they were to be without blemish, not blind, not broken, not marred. For the Lord said, Whatsoever hath a blemish ye shall not offer. Holiness demanded the best a man could give. Leviticus 23, the appointed feasts of the Lord. This chapter unfolds like a calendar of worship, a rhythm for the people of God to remember, rejoice, and rest. The Sabbath, every seventh day, a pause from work, a day to breathe, to remember the Creator. The Passover, the memory of deliverance, the blood of the Lamb, and the night when God brought Israel out of Egypt. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, 7 days of purity and removal of all old leaven. The Feast of First Fruits, a wave offering of the earliest harvest, a declaration that all provision comes from God. The Feast of Weeks, 50 days later, gratitude for the harvest. The Feast of Trumpets, a call to gather to awaken the heart. The Day of Atonement, the holiest day of all. The Feast of Tabernacles, a joyful remembrance of God's care in the wilderness. Each feast was like a thread woven into Israel's life, teaching rest, gratitude, repentance, and joy. Leviticus 24, lamp oil, holy bread, and laws of justice. The Lord commanded that pure olive oil be brought for the lamps so that light would burn continually within the tabernacle. Every Sabbath, 12 fresh loaves were placed before the Lord on the table of shewbread, a reminder of his provision for 12 tribes. Then came laws of justice. A man who blasphemed the name of the Lord was judged. Injury was to be repaid with equity, not vengeance. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Not a command for revenge, but a protection against excessive punishment, a balance of justice and mercy. And the Lord said, Ye shall have one manner of law for the stranger as for one of your own country. God's justice was not partial, but righteous. Leviticus 25, Sabbath year and Jubilee. The Lord spoke of sacred rhythms written into the land itself. Every 7th year was a Sabbath for the soil, no sowing, no reaping. The land was to rest, and whatever grew naturally belonged to everyone. A reminder that the earth did not belong to Israel. It belonged to God. Then came the year of Jubilee, every 50th year. Liberty was proclaimed throughout the land. Debts were forgiven, slaves were released, property returned to its original family. A fresh beginning, a reset of life. The Lord declared, "For the land is mine, ye are strangers and sojourners with me." Jubilee
was a vision of mercy,
freedom, and restoration,
a glimpse of God's heart
for his people.